Good to see you. This is Elitom Elamin, Breatharian teacher, and also the son of Adam. And today I'm going to teach the Breatharian sciences, and this is part 2 of temperance, the Breatharian temperance and the liquid journey. Now, temperance from my first video talked about moderation of self-restraint and action, self-control, especially to one's appetite or desires in eating or drinking. This is necessary being on a Breatharian path. Yes, it's all about enjoying your life. However, you must also have great temperance of your mind and self-control. By having self-control of yourself, in order to give something form, it needs rules to give it structure. And when you have better structure going down the right path in life, you can have a better and joyous life. Now, when I teach Breatharianism, a lot of people think it's about straight away not eating. But actually, I'm teaching you how to eat again. One thing in the West is, in the first world countries, they have a thing called preventable diseases. That right there is an indication that people don't know how to eat. Not only they're overeating, they don't know what this is about. Breatharianism teaches you how to eat again. You understand? And you can take it to further and further levels as we went into the first video. Now, let's talk about liquids. One thing is letting food alone, but people are having a time dealing with understanding till you let go liquids. Especially they was bringing up water. Now, a liquid is a substance that flows freely, but is of a constant volume, having a consistency like of water or oil. Drink plenty of liquids. That's what people say to you. It's a substance that's different from a solid or a gas, but can be poured easily. So in the first video, again, you got to look at it. We went over the benefits of water. We're not talking about water being bad and stuff like that. We talked about the benefits of juicing. We talked about the benefits of breath work. We also talked about the benefits of Qigong, and we also talked about the benefits of fasting. Fasting is leaving food alone, and these all had the same benefits. Why is that? Not eating food actually betters the health. A clue should go off. It's because there's an ultimate benefit that's taking place. It's what we're living in. Everything has an electromagnetic field, and we live in a magnetic field of the sun. The sun affects all humans and all life on the planet. You understand? And the sun has great benefits, and we live in these benefits. First of all, the sun lowers blood pressure. It gives good bone health. It improves brain function. It eases depression. It improves sleep. It heals some skin disorders. It improves the immune system. It raises your energy levels. It helps your circadian rhythms. It improves your eyesight, help heart disease. Vitamin D we get from the sun. It also influences the serotonin and dopamine that's in our brains and in our bodies. It helps with dental health. Sex hormones. It reduces diabetes. It's a painkiller. Wakefulness. It's what we're living in. This is why we got benefits of the other things. So diet and a bad lifestyle are enemies of the electromagnetic field of the sun, which we are dependent on and which we live in. Without the sun, we have no life. So when we look at sun worship, back in ancient civilizations and talked about they were ignorant, it's not ignorant at all. Because right now we're making a full circle back into it again. You have to. This is what you live in. See, when you deal with the Breatharian sciences, this is a new paradigm that's coming on the scene right now, but it's an ancient knowledge that's thousands of years old. It's been here before. This is a great time we're living in. Now, spirituality in ancient times was an art and science of life. And the science and technology we have today is an offshoot of that. From biology, from chemistry, from astronomy, All those sciences come from ancient spirituality. That is its foundation, because all of these sciences influence how we're living right now. Of course, the external forces like the sun and the moon and the constellations affects us. You understand? Of course, we have chemical reactions in everything we do, and that actually controls our life. You understand? So everything deals around the influence of the human being. And this is the greatest science and technology you will ever have access to, is your physical body. Now, when I talked about the benefits of the sun, to have ultimate sun exposure deals with your skin type, your health status, and also your latitude of where you live. Yes, all human beings have melanin in their skin, and that is like a light receptor. And dealing with our ancestors on where they lived out on the planet, we are all beings of light. All of us coordinate with the light. Now, due to this last migration or where we went, if you're in a place where you're darkly melanated like myself, being in a colder climate, I have to be wise on how much I have to stay outside in order to get some type of exposure for vitamin D, because it could cause real bad health problems. Same with somebody who's really, really light melanated and they move closer to the equator. They also have to be careful on how they work with the light, because too much light could cause them a lot of harm and damage. But no matter what, we're all light beings coordinating with the light. You understand? And this is the foundation of Breatharianism. I once found an old dictionary and I looked up the word protein. Now, if there's any conspiracy, this is one of them. And it said protein is the primary substance. Oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, argon, water, it named the air. This is a living atmosphere we're living in. So when I say we live in heaven, it's a consciousness shift on your lifestyle. Your body's already coordinated with it. It's dedicated. It's keeping the laws of the atmosphere, no matter what our lifestyle is doing. So when we saying our bodies failing us and things like that, it's actually us violating universal laws. When you come back into these laws, you know it, because you'll become healthy, robust, and you could go on continually raising your energy levels because it don't quit. This is heaven that we're living in. Now let's go deeper into this, dealing with the liquid journey. Now, let's look at the word practice. Practice is the actual application and use of an idea. So when we bring forth the Breatharian knowledge, you have to come into this new idea and actually apply it to see the benefits. It's sort of like the last mindset that humanity has, eating 3 meals a day. Being overweight is considered living good and stuff like this. They applied that idea and we see the results. So as this new Breatharian idea is on the scene, it's the actual application of the use of an idea, belief, or method opposed to theories relating to it. You understand? So this isn't a theory. When you apply spiritual practices, see, this is going to change the whole paradigm shift. You don't need to join a group and say, I'm a Christian, Jew, or Muslim. I'm not going against religion titles at all. You understand? But this is something you can actually apply to become one with nature, one with the universe, so you can what? See these benefits take place. And yes, you will eat less, or you don't need to eat at all, because Breatharian comes from an ancient word which means anidia, which means to eat very little or none at all. This is not far-fetched. Now let's look at the word placebo. And the placebo effect in Latin means I shall please, and it's breaking nutrition of what's good or bad. That's part of the Breatharian thing too. You don't know how much vitamins and minerals you need. That's child's play. So it does break all of these belief systems on what is a good diet. You understand? And it mimics the real treatment, which is nature itself. This is why people all the time, placebo, even scientists today don't know how it actually works. But the brain is actually, just by telling somebody, this is a pill, it really works, and it's sugar. And they said, oh, I feel a lot healthier. That's just how powerful our minds is. Now, in that definition, it says it mimics the real treatment. Now, that word mimic means to imitate or copy in action, in speech, etc. When we were children, and when you look at children now, we are professional mimickers. A child, where he's growing up at, he's mimicking everything around him, and he's professional at it. And even as adults, we're professional mimickers. We have been in a domino effect of the death frequency, as I've been talking about, thinking it's normal because we're mimicking those who are before us. But as we continue on our journey, notice that veganism wasn't even known not too long ago, but now it's well known all over the place. And these other diet changes on the scene. Now Breatharianism is on the scene, and like I said again, when you get into these spiritual practices, working with the energy flow, working with the breath, working with the Qigong meditations, you can actually strengthen yourself with this beautiful atmosphere that your body coordinates with, raise your energy levels, and yes, not only you can have a good life of longevity, of health and happiness, you can also, we're also talking about living a very long time, immortality. Now, dealing with liquids, that's hard for people to realize, but it's all dealing with the mucus intake. Now, let's look at the definition of mucus. Mucus is a thick liquid produced inside the nose and other parts of the body. Secreted by mucous membranes and glands of animals for lubrication and protection. So the mucus that's produced into your body is produced because you're eating, but is doing it for lubrication and protection so the food could go through smoothly. Do you understand? Now, the only time people really recognize mucus is when they get sick. You get the runny nose, you get the cold, you blame it on a bug in the air. And usually it happens during season changes, because when the atmosphere changes, nature is the boss. Your body is automatically going to make that shift with you. And when that mucus is letting loose out of the body, you're coughing, you're sneezing, it's doing it for health purposes. The universe is user-friendly. Now, if you lighten up some of that mucus, you understand, and you move the body more and get into the flow of things, you won't have to go through that no more. And there is foods such as fruits and vegetables have their own mucus also, and eat less, your health will improve. You understand? And you'll be less thirsty. You get that thirsty feeling due to the mucus intake that's in your body. Yes, you eat a whole lot, you need to drink. You're thirsty. You start eating less, you be less thirsty, and you can train the body to let go of fluids. We're going to get more into it. Now let's look up the definition of fluids. Fluids mean to flow. It's a substance that has no fixed shape and yields to no pressure. It's a gas or especially a liquid. Now listen at that word, it's a gas. This is real important to know as you're on the breatharian journey. Once you leave foods alone, that's awesome. But now when you're still dealing with the liquids and the molecules start changing, it also changes the structure of the body. You live in gases. This atmosphere, when we said the sun benefits us, this is what you're living in. You're living at the bottom of an ocean of gases. Now, listen at this. Just because something is invisible don't mean it exists. It doesn't exist. Electricity is invisible, but we have things where we learned how to harness it and use it. And now we have other instruments showing that we can harness energy like radio waves, UV waves, microwaves. All of these different frequencies and waves is going through us, around us, in the atmosphere. So that we are in an age where this is proven now. Now the ancients been knew this. They talked about these forces that's around us. And there is a real thing dealing with energy centers in our body. Everywhere where there's a bend in the body, that's an energy center. In Sanskrit, they call it chakras. Now, most of you probably heard about the 7 main chakras in our body that runs up and down the spinal cord. but we're chakraful, and our hands have the most chakras in them. That's why we say we got healing hands. These are energy centers because we are energy beings. We are light beings. This is your primary goal of who you are. So you can coordinate with the atmosphere at a lot better pace than what we have been doing. And like I said, your health will improve. You can eat less. And when I mean eat less, from 1 meal a day, 1 meal every 3 days. A breatharian is a person, you can eat 1 meal every 7 days. This does not mean you need to eat, don't stop eating forever. It doesn't. But however, you can. You understand, for those that want to, and it fits that type of level. And some people I brought the definition up of being stupid. One girl called me one time and said, well, there's a guy down the street, he's a breatharian, but he just drink water, so I'd rather talk to you. I stopped talking to her. That's incredible what somebody can live just drinking water. You see how stupid we're getting now? Listen, that man had a lot of knowledge to share if she only understood. But dealing with these invisible forces that's flowing through us, it's all about energy flow. Our body is set up and designed for energy, but it's all about how it flows through us. When there's a hindrance within the flow, that's when we feel aches and pains. There's a hindrance, there's an energy blockage. And you can unblock these things again through a lifestyle, through meditation. There should be daily maintenance on the body to work yourself energetically. Now, when that energy ceases to flow through our body, that's what we call death. The energy has left the body. The same forces to charge up your cell phone and charge up your laptop also works for us. It charges us up. So, like I said in my last video, when you get into the ball game where you can meditate and gain just as much energy as you sleep, then you're in the ballpark. You understand energy. You understand energy flow. Both day or night, we are in the feeding off the guts of the sun, flowing through us. This is not far-fetched. This is real. And our bodies, again, we're light beings. You can see I'm melanated here, and it's just sucking in everything, absorbing everything. And my other brothers and sisters on the planet, some are darker melanated, some are lighter. It doesn't matter. Our bodies are coordinating this. And right now, with the right understanding, the right tools, and the right knowledge, you can purge yourself in the process to better your health, better your life, and better everything on the planet and those around you. This is the golden age we're living in. Take advantage of this, and I hope you got something out of this. Again, it's the mucus that's causing the thirst within you. You lighten up that mucus, and you'll be less thirsty. This is what it's dealing with. Now, let me add this in before we go. Your body produces fluids. Not only you live in this great, perfect atmosphere, your central nervous system has the central spinal fluid that is produced in the brain, but it comes from the atmosphere. Again, your body is so great, it's a supercomputer. It's producing that fluid of what it grabs from the atmosphere. Of course, it coordinates with the blood. Your blood is produced inside the body from your bone marrow, your plaquettes, your lymph nodes. All of those fluids is produced within the body. Next video, we're going to get into your seminal fluids, your sexual energy. Very important on this path if you're coming on this path, because sexual energy, we're using that constantly. Don't be afraid of that word, but that is, again, these forces that's inside us that's keeping us alive, our blood, the blood flow, and everything else are very powerful forces when you understand it. It's because when they're flowing smoothly, it's creating a vortex energy field. And that's in fluid dynamics. There's a vortex. This is where we get our electromagnetic field. And and the more, like I said, it's your responsibility to keep your electromagnetic field up and running smoothly, and it will better your health. This isn't hard to do. This is actually easy. We're breaking this down now to make it down to earth. Talk to you soon. Have a nice day, and really break the mode of ignorance. Get on the bandwagon and get yourself together and stay into the light, because we live in the light. We're light creatures. That's all we see. That's all we work with. Now it's time to create this heaven on earth like it's supposed to be. Talk to you soon. You can look at my website and stay updated, www.elitomelamin.com. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'm also on Facebook, doing retreats around the world and teaching constantly. Adios. Have a good day. Peace and blessings.